Hey guys, Mr. Gwill here. So we are at the final chapter, the final tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'll show you an amazing feature of the learningmusic.ableton.com website. This feature is called Export to Live. What does it do? Exporting to Live basically is exporting to a DAW, digital audio workstation called Ableton Live. Once you have this DAW, the Ableton Live, you can then export to Live anything from the website. So even if you, besides the get started, the beats, make beats, I'll show you here. Export to Live. So anything you do, you can always export to Live and take it to the next level. So let's go back to the playground. We have created in the preceding tutorial a beat, as well as a bass line, a chord progression, and a melody. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'll export to Live. I'll click just once, and then all of these four tracks, all of these four instruments and modules will be sent inside Ableton Live. So let's try this and see how it works. So you'll need to be obviously waiting a bit depending on the connection and all. So I'm ready here. I've got Ableton Live idea number 4 because I've had other ideas in my life. And then you have a document that looks like so, which is basically a live document. All right, double click on it, and then Live should be opening by itself. And the fun part of it is that you will be finding your 4 tracks as is. The sounds will be the same. You'll be able to play with them, but in a different fashion. And this is what I'll be showing to you right now as soon as Live opens up. So there you go. I'll close a few windows so you don't get too confused here. So once you open up Ableton Live, you'll have these 4 tracks here. So you've got your drums, your bass line, the piano, and the synth. The exact same things you have recorded inside the learningmusic.ableton.com website. These are the same tracks, okay? You'll have the same MIDI notes and all that. So let me show you a bit how it works. In Ableton Live, you've got 2 ways of working. You can be in the session view right here, and then the arrangement view, in which you're probably more that you have seen probably more often. Okay, so that's the horizontal view, so basically recording from left to right in time or according to different measures like you see right on top here. We will be dealing with the session view right here, and I'll be explaining to you what the purpose of this is a little bit. So we've got our tracks here, but instead of being horizontal like so, same tracks, drums, bass, piano, and synth, you've got them vertically aligned. So I've got my drums, bass, piano here. And now the content, the MIDI content, all the notes you have written are inside these little boxes, these little rectangles here with a little arrow next to it. And once you double click on them, they are called clips. And once you click on the clips, you will find the information, the MIDI information you have created earlier in the learningmusic.ableton.com website. Alright, so I'm clicking here. I'll stretch this a little so you can see a bit more. So this is exactly what we have made together earlier in this version. I'll show you. So all of this is exactly this. It's the same thing. Okay, and let me show you. I'll press play here. Alright, so same thing. I've got my bass line. I'll press stop here. As soon as I press play, you will see that you will see the clip being opened and then seeing all the MIDI information you have already recorded inside that clip. Alright. Then you've got the piano. And finally, our great melody. Now, so you understand, once you're into this step sequencer, because I didn't mention, but this is the exact same thing as in the Learning Music website. It's a step sequencer, so you'll be using the grid the same way. So you've got 4 16th notes per beat, so beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4, and then measure the second measure beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, and beat 4. Now let's go back to a melodic instrument or a harmonic instrument. They will all be accompanied by what we call a piano roll, and the piano roll, its role obviously is to give you the exact pitch you're on. Okay, you can even pre-listen, change the sounds. If I go here, okay, I click on that blue little headphone, I can pre-listen to these sounds if I need to. Also, I can not stretch, but use it as a magnifying glass. Okay, every time you've got a magnifying glass in Ableton Live, you can stretch or make it smaller. Okay, so this is basically my bass line. Piano, you'll have the same thing, and you can change the chords as much as you want. Just stretch it, do whatever you want with it. Now, if you want to play all of these 4 tracks together, there's a little problem. I could press play here. Nothing will happen. Now, the reason of that being is because these 4 tracks will play together as a scene, and the scene will be launched through the master button and the master play button right here. Okay, so it's written right here, click here to play all. Okay, I could be playing them all one after the other, pressing play, 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 but then if I want to start everything together, I just play on the master right here, and then it's going to launch this scene number 1 and anything that's inside it. All right. Now I've got a problem. I do not like some of these sounds. I want to change them. How do I do this? Let's go individually, 1 track per time. Okay, so I've got the drum part. I want to maybe change the drum sounds. Where do I go? I've got this little triangle here. I'm going to open this up and then go to drums, and then I've got a bunch of different possibilities. Depending on the Ableton Live version you have, you'll have more options or less. I'm into Live Suite, so for the time being I'll try just another kit, and you can always pre-listen to these kits, so you just click once on them. As long as the little blue headphone here is lit, it's in blue, you'll be able to hear. So all right. Okay, let's try the Badu kit. In order for me to hear this kit inside my drum track, I can double click, but the best way is to click and drag. All right. The reason being, if you double click all the time, if you're not set on the proper track, I'll show you right now, you'll be changing your bass line. It's going to become a drum line, a drum beat instead of a bass line, then this is not what you want happening. So I'll put this in solo. I press S, solo, which means alone in Italian. So let's listen to the sound now. Oh yeah. I find it a bit loud. Some parts are kind of too intense for me. All right, how can I change this? I'll show you. What's fun about having that piano roll and the sequencer is that you can just click on the note, and then you'll see all of these darker red lines with the little circle around. You could lower them all together and make it a little softer, or even much less softer. So I'll make you listen to what the changes. Okay, I'll load the hi-hats now. Okay, so I'm starting to mix my sounds now. Okay, I like this rim beam Vim, but it's a bit too loud, so let me lower it. I'll go and check out my snaps. I'll just see if my snares are a bit too loud. Oh yeah, I've got some snaps here. Okay. I'll try something a little funkier. Okay, so now I did these new snaps and changing my beat just a little bit. All right, I find it cool. This is still a bit too loud for me. Alright, and these conga hits, I'm gonna make a bit softer too. Alright, so I dig this. It's amazing. The best beat I've heard. Now, let's go and check out our bass line. For the time being, okay, now you see I'm still on the drum, right? So you need to click on the clip right here. Okay? So I'll stick to that for the time being. It's interesting. It's decent sound. Alright. Now let's go to the piano. I think the piano sounds pretty good. If I want, I could go and check out some other piano sounds. Just click here. Piano. Obviously you need to go in sounds or instrument in order to get the proper sounds. So if you go piano, you'll have a bunch of different sounds here you can go. Alright. I'll stick to my piano sound. Now, the melodic part. I don't really love this sound, but it's, you know, it's fun. Let's change it. Okay, let me change this sound for something else. Pretty much anything will do most likely. Let me try something else. I'll go into instrument. I'll remove that piano here. I'll go into instrument and just go inside an instrument called analog and try. Most likely I could go into, like, say, a synth lead to get some kind of a melodic, just monophonic sound, but that can sound a little nicer. Whoa! Let me try this for the fun of it, okay? So dual oscillator, detuned a bit. Let's try this. Not sure about that. Okay, let's go with this one. Now I'm doing what I said you shouldn't do. I double clicked. Woo! And I want to go change that first note, which I'll start with an A. It's going to be nicer, I think. Here. Whoops. I'll go down with the arrow. Okay, and I find this way too high in pitch, so I'll go down by 12 semitones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it should be working now 1 octave down. Now it's a bit loud. Let's try everything together now. Okay, I like this better.